How? Anybody can suggest? Take this as an opportunity. If somebody has harmed you, take this as an opportunity. A golden opportunity that God has given you. That this man has harmed me. I'm getting close to Allah. Listen to this. Yes, Prophet.
You forgive him.
You forgive him. It's ayah of the Holy Quran. This ayah of, yes, Prophet.
In fact, not only forgive him, but you also erase it from your
Erase. This is precisely what the ayah says in Surah Nur. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَسْفَحُوا. Two things. Forgive them and turn away, yani delete the file. The file that is in your box there, delete it. God is saying, delete it. Somebody has done something wrong to you, forgive that person and delete his file. Okay? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is posing a question. He says, أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَن يَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. What? Love you not that God should forgive you? Allahu Akbar. Don't you love that? That because you, now hang on a second. Who is more higher status, me or Allah? Hang on a second. This is a question I like to pose to myself. Who is on a higher status, me or God? Whose mercy is infinite, me or God? So if I can forgive you and delete your file, God will not forgive you and delete your files. You forgive one file, you lost one file. Hello. Opportunity. No revenge. Forget it, delete it from your file. You don't even need a memory, it's no more there. When you see him, it's gone. You treat him like just a normal person. So this is Inaba, the first pillar. Second pillar, we said promises are made, now time for fulfillment has come. So they say reduce the risk in Inaba whilst you are performing good deeds. Reduce the risk of committing sin. Avoid being lonely. Change your company. In fact, to the extent they recommend that maintain your sleep pattern. Achoo. There must be something in it. Maintain your sleep pattern. Change the way you think. In fact, after going through that course, the 15 sessions, I wouldn't say change the way you think. I would say stop thinking. Don't think. Because thinking is what messes you up. Stop thinking. It's all evil that we think, don't we? And the output is also evil. Stop thinking altogether. Forget it. Don't ponder about somebody has told you something, now you're driving back home and you're thinking about the whole dialogue. Forget it. Stop it. Be selective of your gatherings. Finally, the third pillar of Inaba. The third pillar of returning back towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lose hope in all your deeds. You pray namaz al-shab, Rajab you fasting, normal months, Monday, Thursday you are fasting, Salah you are praying on time, Jama, everything. You try and avoid sinning, you don't talk about people. All the good deeds that you are performing, Warafa are recommending you lose hope in them. Don't think they're gone. Don't think they're reaching. Be concerned, you know. Complacency should not come in you. Alhamdulillah, you know, I'm okay. You know what I think? I'm fine. The people are problem. Lose hope. One companion of Imam Ali alayhi salam is asking him, when Imam is crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And listen, when Imam cries for istighfar, he's not dramatizing it, by the way. So that to show us that, see, this is how you do prayers. This is ahuna. They were not there to dramatize for us. They were doing it, it was there, it was there. They knew exactly what they were, and they knew exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. That difference between them and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what made them feel that deficiency in them. That deficiency what brought the istighfar and the tears. Someone asked him that, oh Imam, you know, you are crying like such istighfar, your charity, can we match your charity with anyone's charity? Look at the number of wells that you have dug and you gave it out on charity. One man, he digs the well, digging a well, there's no machinery there, man. Just manual, when he's doing it himself. Manually he digs the well and gives it out on charity, and at night he goes out without anybody knowing who he is, covering his face, carrying sacks of food and going to people's houses and delivering food to the yatim and all the rest. Just you are crying like this. You know what Imam is replying him? He says, I wish I knew how much of what I have done has reached him. Lose hope in whatever you do. Lose hope, so that you keep on doing more and more. So inshallah, next week there will be fast. And then Mullah has not mentioned about iftar here. And so I don't know if you've heard him, but the iftar will be there at the mosque on Wednesday, on Thursday, inshallah. And then we meet here at 9 o'clock again for tafakkur, contemplation and tadakkur. Inshallah, the plan is that by end of Shaban, we will have completed all the 30 stations. The first 10 I'm going pretty slow because I find it a very, very important session just to ignite ourselves. Any questions here?
Please, Brother Riyaz, I have a question.
Yes.
I understand that from the hadith and the riwayah that during the time of Jahiliyyah, there are some people who later on became companions of the Prophet who committed major crimes like killing their daughters. So what is the situation like, for instance, if somebody engages in such acts and then repents?
Janab Hur in Karbala, he was the cause. Hur, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad's man, Hur was his person. And Hur was the cause of Imam Hussain alayhi salam being stranded in Karbala. And because of that, the whole family of Imam was wiped out in Karbala. He was the commander. Imam explained to Hur at that time when he confronted Imam. Imam explained to him, listen, do you know who I am? He says, I have instructions and I go to follow instructions. I'm the commander of this army, I've been told to stop you here and I'm going to stop you here, period. That was his attitude, Hur. What happened to Hur? One night, change of mind, change of plan. He gets the blessing of being tied with the handkerchief of Bibi Fatima alayhi salam. Can you beat that? Nobody got the privilege but him. One night. That was the hadith that we mentioned about when Hazrat Adam is asking Allah, give me more, give me more, give me more. Till death you ask me for istighfar, I will forgive you. So, what about us? I hope I have answered.
Yeah, in fact, there is somewhere I read, Imam comment. I say that there's a book about repentance. He was talking about a plain white handkerchief. The analogy that he was giving is like, it's like a plain white handkerchief. For instance, that's your heart. For instance, if you commit sins again and again and again for
He talks about a paper.
a kind of a paper or
He says about paper that if you write something and then you erase it,
exactly
there will be some marks on
remaining,
it.
yes.
For
So
sure.
what does that signify?
The soul is affected. It's cause and effect. It's cause and effect. You may probably, because of those sins, may not, because in Jannah and the proximity of Allah, they are stationed as well. They are stationed as well. You may not be punished now for the sin that you committed because you are forgiven for that. But because your state is a little bit poorer than the one who has not committed, you can't be the same. You two cannot be the same. So the person who has not committed a sin altogether, his status is totally different.
That is why we have our Riyaz.
That's right. That's right.
So it's very important to strive.
Absolutely.
When you are still at this.
This is a right age. The youths are here. Oh, this is the right age for you to work on your souls. Believe me, you are ambassadors of the Holy Prophet. It's not a joke. Every one of you is holding the flag of the Prophet. And it's not only that I keep this to myself, I go and share this out with my family, I share this out with my friends, because what happens is, Abdul Razak, when we are with friends, I don't know your name, brother.
Munasar.
What's it?
Munasar.
How do you spell it?
M-U-N.
M-U-N? Muna?
S-A-R.
Munassar, sorry, brother. Sahib? Salim Muhammad. So Salim, and your name is a little bit difficult. Munassar. Is that when you are with friends, when you're sitting here in such a gathering, it's all of us. I'm not only talking about you. Even us. When we come here, we wear the disguise of piety. Religious. Alhamdulillah, subhanallah, mashallah. You know. When I'm with my friends, the devil comes out. Isn't it? So we need to try and be the same and try and pass the message to our brothers as well. And I even request you that next Thursday, inshallah, bring more boys. We would like to see more younger generation coming here. Than people like us who probably have, the paper is all crumpled now. We're trying to straighten it up, Inshallah. Yes, ma'am.
You talked about this chest, 24.
The Prophet.
Okay, let's say you are in wudu at all times and you're not committing any sins, but this 1 hour you're in wudu and you're not doing any good thing.
You're not doing bad, you're not doing good.
Yes, but you're
In a state of wudu, the state of wudu itself is an act of worship. Being in the state of purity, that act itself is an act of worship, and any act of worship deserves credit.
In fact, if I can add on to that, Riyaz, if I'm not mistaken, one of the traditions says that if you sleep in the state of wudu, it's as though you've done ibadah the whole night long.
Correct. So what happens is Allah SWT assigns angels. In the state of wudu, you go to sleep. Allah SWT assigns angels next to your bed, and they are doing the dhikr of Allah. The credit goes to you. Wudu, 1 minute investment, 7 hours return. Come on, man, we are businessmen, man. We can't be that bad. We are businessmen, profits. We look at profits. I'll share with you one hadith and then we conclude about wudu. This is in La ilaha illallah. The book of dua is called Uddatul Da'i. Either it's in Uddatul Da'i or in Self-Building. One of these books. Either of these. That Prophet ﷺ narrating this hadith that Allah SWT says that a person whose wudu breaks and does not re-perform that wudu has oppressed me. Now understand this, when I say oppressed, he's not a sinner. Now this is the category that we are talking about, the people who themselves elevate themselves to such an extent that when they don't do this, to them it's a sin. Like tahajjud, some people who miss out tahajjud, they pray qaza. They pray qaza. They feel to them this is wajib, if they have to do it. But others, no problem. But Fajr goes on, no problem. Forget tahajjud. So tahajjud becomes wajib for them. So he says, when a person breaks, his wudu is broken and he does not redo his wudu, he has oppressed me. That's the word that he has used. He has oppressed me. Then the second step, a person who redoes the wudu and does not offer 2 rakat prayer, he has oppressed me. Number 2. You're understanding, right? And the third one, he says, a person whose wudu breaks, redoes the wudu, offers performs 2 rakat namaz, raises his hands to me and asks me his need, if I don't give it to him, then I have oppressed him and I am not an oppressor. Stop. So wudu is broken, minute, 1 minute, literally less. If you feel lazy to wash your hands twice and your face twice, wash it once, no problem, do it once, but do it. If you think that 30 seconds of washing again is taking too much of time, you're losing millions, wash it once. But the investments are great. Inshallah. The holy month is coming, Baba. Let's try and help each other, Bana, and prepare ourselves, man. And let's keep in touch, inshallah. Allahumma rzuqna imanan sadiqa, wa lisanan dhakira, wa qalban khashi'a, wa badanan sabira, wa ilman nafi'a, wa rizqan wasi'a, wa amalan mutakabbala, wa tawbatan nasuha. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi ajma'in. بفضلك ورحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد